You are listening to Pro Saints Talk, presented by Boot Crew Media. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Boot Crew Media. That is crew with a K.
For the win! Stride, here he goes.
You play every play like it's the most important play of the game.
Harris still going. And what a catch by Thomas. On 32 goes deep. Touchdown for the Saints.
And welcome back to Pro Saints Talk, the home of your first place 3-2, 1-0 in the division. That matters because we're in first place.
Yeah, well, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it matters. It matters.
New Orleans Saints.
Let's go.
But before we get into it here, Pro Saints Talk is proud to partner up with Owner's Box. Owner's Box is bringing the new wave of fantasy sports right to your phone or tablet. Sign up today and receive a $25 Owner Bucks bonus offer.
You got it.
Download the app or visit www.ownersbox.com for more information. Download the app. See how it goes. I'm going to be honest with you. Not sure if it's legal here yet.
Don't think it is.
In Louisiana. But hey, get out there and vote, guys.
It's on the ballot.
It's on the ballot.
Well, I mean, it's already been on the ballot. You know, we just need our legislatures to actually let us play some fantasy sports down here. Come
Yeah,
on, people,
right?
do your job.
Sons
Do
of
your job.
Do your civic duty. Vote.
Excuse me. Anyway, so guys, did y'all do anything last night? Did y'all
No, just
So have
hung out at the house.
ball of anxiety in your chest for about 2.5 hours?
Felt like I was gonna have a heart attack for 3 hours straight. Yeah.
Well, hey,
Basically a cardio workout if you think about it.
Saints win in dramatic fashion, 30-27. Taken into overtime against the Chargers, who I will 100% say right off the bat I did not give enough credit to. The defense looked phenomenal.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. But yeah, so very exciting game. Let's get into the rundown. So start off a little bit slow, but then man, that was right out the gate was when Kamara dropped that screen pass. That I mean, he had so much room. There was an overhead shot I know Pat posted on Twitter today of just it's like right behind him that overhead cam.
Yeah.
And just everybody was just lined up in there to block him.
He still would be running.
Be running. Yeah.
I mean, it was, you know, I'm sure everyone's thinking 3rd and 11. Oh, here's another screen. But when I say it was the perfect play call to what they ended up calling on defense,
it was beautiful. I mean, you had who was it, Ramczyk leading out in front?
Oh yeah,
I think it was. You had even the receiver was outside making a beautiful block.
yeah, it would have completely changed the tone of the game early on.
It really would have, especially because right after that, we give the ball back to the Chargers. They get a long run by Jackson of 36 yards, sets up the Keenan Allen touchdown on 3rd down. Right. This is going to be a goddamn theme again. Luckily, missed the extra point right out the gates.
Right.
That's going to come back. I don't know if y'all saw it or not.
Yes.
But,
Played a big role in this one.
So then defense steps up after a lackluster Saints drive with the pressure by, say his name, Ryan.
Trey Hendrickson.
Wrong. Marcus Davenport. Trey Hendrickson didn't have the sack on the very next play, though. So Saints turn that into 3 on the last play of the quarter. We get a nice little field goal there. Will Lutz, really big day by him.
Yeah.
Then we started with the Taysom stuff again.
I'm getting kind of tired of it, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, we were watching the game. Me and Pat were watching the game, and it was 3rd down, and Taysom we see Drew running off the field.
Yep.
And we just stand up and go, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
We literally stood up in there. It's like, what are we doing?
I especially hate it on 3rd down. I'm just like, what are we doing?
I think that my opinion is that is what is the 3rd down issue right there, where if you don't get it, you know, you don't give Drew another chance to get the first down.
Right.
You know, had that been a 2nd and 4, a 2nd and 3.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You know, I mean, I like that play call a lot better.
Agreed.
Obviously, Taysom came back in later. We'll get to it,
but then you also look. I mean, we rewatched the replay, and they ran to the stack side of the line.
Yes.
There was about 7 dudes on that side of the line.
I know.
And he just ran right at him.
I mean, they know what's coming. Like they know we're running power with them, you know. So it's no secret.
Yeah.
You know.
But so second quarter starts. Saints D-line steps up with the third down sack by Cam and T-Rex. It's a little half sack there.
Trey, baby.
Unfortunately, this is when the roughing the kicker happens. Now, who is it, Washington? Mm-hmm. Washington takes to the edge. He gets a good break on it. He just came in a little
blocked
wild.
it.
He almost did. He
Yeah.
almost got there, but
Such a nice guy. Tries to catch him,
tried to
too.
catch
Didn't want to
him.
hurt him.
Didn't want to make him fall on his butt.
I
But
know.
yeah, I mean, you can't get around that. We all knew it was happening.
Question though, if
Yes.
he does catch him, do they call a
Held
penalty?
him like a baby.
Do they call a penalty?
I
If
don't
he just
know.
like cradles him?
That's a very good question. Because, I mean, he tried. Him actually catching him made it look worse.
Right.
Because he flipped his leg out
Exactly.
and he landed hard on his back.
Right.
But, yeah, so keeps the drive alive. Right after that, Herbert, a big play to Guyton for 48 yards on Lattimore.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little bit rough day. A rough day out the gates for our guy here.
Was not good.
Yeah, and that set up a Mike Williams TD also on Lattimore. The Keenan Williams touchdown was also on Lattimore.
You see a theme here yet, or what?
Good Lord. So early, we're down 13-3. Saints do nothing with it after the third down blunder of handing it to Burton on another third and short. I mean, the play calling here.
I'm just not a fan of it, honestly, dude.
I don't blame you. I mean, this is when like I got on Twitter and we're in the second quarter and we're down 13-3 and everybody's just shitting their pants.
Yeah.
The play calling looked questionable. Now, I mean, obviously, Kamara catches that ball in the first quarter. Could be a whole different ball game, a whole different scenario, but he didn't.
Right.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
But yeah, they try to hand the ball off to Burton. I mean, you got Kamara in the backfield. You got Murray in the backfield. You even have Taysom.
Right.
Like, I would have rather go to Taysom on
I mean,
this
come
one.
on, man. You're paying Kamara a lot of money.
Right. Well, that's another thing.
Hand
This
him the
guy-
rock,
yeah,
dude.
He's making that much money. Give
Right.
him the ball.
Right.
In Michael Burton's defense, he did convert another third
It's
and
true,
one
but-
later on the same
did,
play.
he did.
It's
He
true,
just-
but I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Who do you want the ball?
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
yeah.
I would have given it to Latavius.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Y'all know how much I love
right.
Latavius.
Right. Tay Train, baby.
scream his name every time he touches the ball.
Latavius!
There it is. We got to get a soundbite of that to use. But so exchange of punts. Then Breeze tries to force a ball to Fowler, but it's picked off. Big return down to the 1, resulting in a Henry TD catch.
I don't know if he forced it. It just wasn't a great throw.
Yeah, it maybe been over. It was more overthrown, I believe. Yeah,
Like there was a window there. It just was not squeezed into. You know?
it was closing. Tightly.
Yeah. Right.
It was definitely one of those throws when you look at it on replay where the quarterback and wide receiver have to be literally on the exact same page. It would have taken a perfect route by Fowler to be in the right spot.
Right.
Risky throw. We've seen Drew connect on throws like that before. Unfortunately, this one just landed right in the safety's hands. Took it down.
Yeah,
the
I
one.
want to wait till the all-22 comes out so we can see, was Fowler deep enough? Was he as deep as he was supposed to be? Was Drew just thrown to a spot? Obviously it's hard to tell with just the broadcast version, but yeah.
Yeah, but with
Either way, same result.
with the way
interception.
the game was going, it was a real kick in the nuts.
Oh, for sure. No
Huge.
question.
Yeah. So, but that was also. I mean, also on a third down.
Yep. Not great on third down, the
Also
Saints
on a
team.
third down.
Not great on both sides of the ball.
We can get there. We just can't finish or stop.
Yeah. It's
Oh
tough.
boy. Anyway, 20-3. This is when you started to just. It's over.
You know me,
Team
dude.
sucks.
You know me. Fall apart. We're 8-8.
8-8.
Blow it up. Tank for Trevor. The whole nine. You know me.
So Ryan
quite
starts to lose his
emotional.
mind. Also, with the majority of Saints fans,
Oh yeah, it was. Twitter was in shambles.
they were having a rough go at this for
No
sure.
question. No question.
And I mean, play calling was still an issue. It was an issue all night up until I'd say about midway through the third. You started seeing those tweets kind of go away.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just the first half period, the offense was just flat, man. So flat. Just, Kamara dropping that ball,
Yeah.
kind of set the tone for how we were going to play in that first half, it seems like.
Yeah, but then, I mean, after the score, the Saints get the ball back, do nothing. Nothing again. Thankfully, the defense steps up, gets the Saints the ball back at the 2-minute warning. Saints move the ball beautifully down the field after the Sanders TD is reversed at the goal line with 19 seconds left. Drew gets the quarterback sneak up over the top, 20-20 going in at half.
Yep.
Is there anything more certain than the Drew leap? I feel like we need to amend there's the saying, the only two certainties in life are death and taxes. I feel like we need to add the Drew Brees leap at the goal line
talk
to a
about
certainty
how
in life.
He got mollywopped on
Yeah,
that?
he did.
Yeah.
He hates it. That's the thing. He
hates
doesn't
it.
like doing it. And that's
I
the
wouldn't
thing.
like it either.
He does not like doing
He's
it.
41 years old.
Right.
He has like a 6'3", 260-pound linebacker
Right.
hitting him in the head.
Right.
He bounced off the turf.
He did. He doesn't like running that play. You can tell, but I mean, hey, it's effective. So
Oh man, so kind of slows down here. The third's a little bit quiet. We open up, we exchange some punts. Then a Callaway return gets negated by a holding penalty. So it's actually the second one that had
Yes.
happened to him.
man, he was having a day.
Callaway had himself a day back there, and it's also this like. It's fantastic to know that you have this guy.
Yeah.
Like even when Deontay Harris comes back.
Right.
I mean, if God forbid something happens to him,
Right.
you got this guy who now
Absolutely.
and can actually make some plays. I mean, he was fucking ballsy, dude.
Yeah.
He was taking everything out the end zone.
I know.
It was fantastic. I
mean,
loved it.
Didn't do too bad though. I think he averaged 28.5.
28.5, and then he also averaged, I believe it was 11.5 per return.
per punt return. Yeah.
For punt return.
Right.
And that was, after the penalties
Right.
had taken the yards back.
Exactly. I mean,
I saw some stat. It was last year Harris made all pro with 9.5 yards a return.
right.
And then I think, and actually this year before he went out, I think he was sitting at like 12.
No, I think it's higher than that. I think it's
wasn't
like
even-
15.
Oh, was it
Yeah, it's
higher
like it's
than that?
redonkulous. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just dyslexic, the 2 and the 5.
Yeah,
there.
it was like 15.2 or something like that.
But
whatever
yeah,
it was.
so I mean, fuck, man, special teams is. I mean, we've been saying it. We said that special teams has been fucking phenomenal this year. Normally, that's not.
Well, I'd
the
say like I would say
Saints,
last year definitely like a lot of people talk about this. Like Drew Brees is starting to decline. Obviously, I think it's pretty apparent to everyone right that watches. But the way that you slow down his decline a little bit is make make the defense better, make special teams better. We're starting with great field position the entire game.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, it's kind of hard to mess that up, even though we were definitely doing that in the first half. We were getting the ball, at like the 45-yard line, and
we
just, like,
had-
couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, we started we were killing them in yards like where we
Right.
started. I think it was almost by like 20 yards.
Exactly, yeah, but we just couldn't do anything
We
with
just
it,
couldn't
right?
do shit
But I mean,
with it.
I think that's the idea, though, right? Don't make Drew have to drive all the way from the 25-yard line down the other side of the field, right? If we can set up good field position, we have a much better shot at scoring touchdowns.
I mean, I kind of think that applies to any quarterback.
I was about to say,
I think
No,
any,
that's
quar-
true.
I think any
With
quarterback
No, no, no.
out there would love to start at the
100%,
50-yard
100%.
line,
But what I'm saying is,
I
like,
see what you're saying.
The
I
way
get
to
your
take the
point.
burden off of an
Right.
aging quarterback is to have good special teams play, I would
And
say.
it's true.
I mean,
But yeah.
But yeah, those were unfortunate penalties because it did wipe out.
Right.
When you consider they take the yardage from the spot of the foul.
Right.
I mean, it's wiping out like 30 yards.
absolutely, yeah.
whatever it was. But then our guy Shawnee P. He what does he hate timeouts?
Yeah.
I think he does because right after this, we absolutely wasted a timeout trying to draw them off sides. We didn't even give it like a good effort.
No.
Drew hard counted them once and was like, timeout.
know, right?
Nope,
Yeah.
didn't work. But I mean, Jesus. We can go back and look at all the timeouts that this guy's wasted between plays like that and challenging plays that are clearly, obviously,
He's like god awful at challenges. There's no question. I would love to see the numbers on him. I'm sure it's really bad though.
But I mean, it's just, and then kick the fucking field goal.
Yeah.
Just kick the field goal.
Yeah, let's go. Take the points and get off the field.
I mean, you got a guy that's as automatic as Lutz is back there.
Big nuts.
Just take the fucking field goal.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. How many times we've been watching Saints games for I don't know how many years? How many times have you seen the hard count actually work?
Couple.
Couple. I mean, it's
no,
not
a
like it
couple
doesn't
times.
work. It's not like it doesn't work.
It's
Oh no, I understand that.
A
but
good
but
quarterback.
a couple of times,
Right.
Obviously, I think especially on 4th and 4,
Yeah.
it's a lot less likely to work because they know exactly what you're coming out
Right.
to do.
Agreed.
Now I see. I totally understand. There's a situation where you're down by a score. Maybe that gives a little more validity to the idea that I'm going to go for it here, but it's still
Right.
pretty early in the third quarter.
yeah.
just take the field goal. Or look, if you want to do it, take the 5 yards. Lutz can hit it from 65 in the dome. You know, like he hit it from 50.
I mean, hey,
he hit it from 53 with plenty of leg.
I know that's your boy and everything, but
You know,
I'm not
I mean,
so
he
sure
doesn't
about
know
that.
it, but yeah, me and him are boys. You know,
He doesn't know it yet.
I'm not so
Yeah.
sure about a 65-yarder, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
all
yeah.
I'm saying is he had a great golf round that day we played together. You know, that I didn't even know I
Maybe
was
that was
playing
it.
with.
Maybe it just solidified him for the rest of his career.
That's it.
Yeah, 9 for 9.
The luck of the Irish.
But yeah, I mean, dude, just take the 5 yards and kick the field goal.
Yeah.
You know that, or like you said, trot him out. I mean that timeout could have been very crucial at the end of that game.
That's true.
And I mean, it ended up not being, but it could have been. So
Could've been.
Yeah.
I would like to see us early in the game not waste those. And, you know, as far as the challenge points you guys made, I'm not gonna lie. I think there's sometimes he's thrown flags where I agree with him, but he has to. And not that happened this game, but in general, right? It's like, come on, you got to know the refs aren't going to overturn it unless it is that obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, being right is not enough. Like, it has to be so right, you're right, that they could get sued if they didn't.
I mean, at the same time,
overturn it.
you could look at it like this. If you have enough timeouts, you're not worried about your timeouts. It's like an extended timeout, right? Because they're going to commercial break. You got to, they got to get under the hood and look at it. So, I mean, if you have to hurry up and like, all right, we need to make a game plan real quick, it gives you some time to do that. But
Sure.
I mean, I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah. So Lutz nails the 53-yarder, down 20-13. Saints defense steps up again. Davenport gets a big pressure on third down,
Had a baby.
and get the ball back again.
Yeah.
It's great, man, to see Davenport out there, and we're going to talk about him in a little bit. Actually, I know you pulled up some little numbers on him there, Pat. But, man, it was so nice. It was so nice just to have somebody else over there
Yeah.
and to actually keep, I think, him also back benefited Trey Hendrickson because it kept him a little fresh.
Right.
Took him off the field. I
Absolutely.
think Davenport, what you said, played 14,
He had 21 snaps.
21 snaps, 14 pass plays, I think it was, something like that. you said?
Yeah, by my count, there was 14 of those snaps were pass plays.
Right. So, I mean, hey, man, it just keeps T-Rex in there a little bit, and Cam Jordan, too.
Hey, man, I think it's time to give a little more respect to Trey. I don't know if we should call him T-Rex anymore.
Why not? It's a good nickname.
It's kind of a cool nickname.
I think we
like
should come
it.
up with something else, man. Like, let's think about this. He's tied for 5th in the league right now.
I mean, would you
Sacks.
prefer? Would you
T-Rex was
prefer
the
Velociraptor?
biggest- T-Rex was the fucking dinosaur
With
king.
no arms.
What does that have to
You're
do
focusing on the wrong part. It was like the apex
whatever, man.
predator
Okay,
of the
fine.
prehistoric world. You know,
That's
you were focusing on the wrong part of the T-Rex.
That is not what a T-Rex sounds like, I'm sure.
How do you
but-
know? Were you there?
No,
Were
but
you
I'm
there?
just, okay.
Nobody knows what a dinosaur sounds like.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody.
That's fair.
T-Rex ate everybody. You know, like that's.
He didn't need hands.
But hey, man,
Just gobbled them up.
if anything is more 2020 than Trey Hendrickson being 5th in the league and leading our team in sacks, I don't know what else is, dude, honestly.
It's good is what it is. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's not bad.
All right.
I'm not saying it's bad. Obviously, it's great when you have Pat. What'd you say? It was a 5th round pick or something?
What was?
Yeah, that's right. 5th round pick.
Yeah, 5th round.
Yeah. So I mean, when something like that pans out for you, like it's never bad.
No.
You know.
No, it's not. But Saints get the ball back, and they get 2 nice first downs before the end of the third. Fourth quarter opens up. Saints score on a 41-yard dime from Breeze to Cooks with 11:29 left.
You know what the best part about that
Tied
pass
up.
was?
What's that?
Is we literally had just been suffering through the announcers the entire game.
That's right. know.
Talking
Yeah.
about how we never push it downfield. We
Right.
don't do this. And then he just drops it in the bucket.
Well, you know
to
what
tie
was
the
like
game.
even worse about it was this morning waking up and people still saying he can't throw the ball
Oh my
downfield.
God.
So it's just like I don't know what he's got to do to dispel this narrative, but it's not going anywhere unless he throws like 5 bombs of 40 plus in a game or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, people are going to have to acknowledge that. Like, yeah, sure, would we like to see it more? Everyone. I mean, who doesn't
Right.
love the deep ball, you know?
Right.
Like, chicks dig the deep ball.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
But
also, like,
our offense has always been getting guys in space,
Yeah.
taking calculated shots.
that's it, dude. It's calculated shots. It's like it's not like we were dialing up shots throughout the game. There were a couple times, like I think maybe on one of the times Drew was sacked, he had Sanders open. He was about to break open, but he got sacked. So it's just like it's one
Yeah.
of those things. It's like sometimes it's just not there. We're trying to take a shot sometimes, and it's just not there, and you got to check it down. I mean, that's the smart thing to do.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let's not turn the ball over.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, it's more impressive when a team knows that you're not going to really go over the top over them, and you can still execute an offense, 5 yards here, 10 yards here, and work your way down the field and score. I feel like that's more impressive than, all right, I rolled out of the pocket, threw it up to a guy, and, he caught it, mossed Marshawn Lattimore or whatever, which is what happened all game. But,
Put some respect on his name is what we're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well,
So following that, we've now looked at a little bit of film, and we may want to be taking some pressure off P-Rob on that Mike Williams long touchdown. 64-yard touchdown to Mike Williams. From the looks of it at first, it looks like Mike Williams is running by him, and it looks like P-Rob's peeking in the backfield. But instead, when you slow it down and you look and you back up a little bit, you see that looks like the safety's kind of shot up. Should have probably been in cover 2 to drop back.
Yeah, that was
so
PJ
maybe
Williams.
it makes more sense that
was on PJ all
P-Rob
day.
thought that he had help up top.
yeah.
So I mean, last night I thought it was all P-Rob.
Oh,
but
me
then-
too. Trust me.
I
Yeah.
think we can touch on this maybe when we talk about the, kind of the coverage breakdowns a little bit later. But I think the big question there is, why was PJ Williams at that safety spot right there?
I guess because Malcolm was down further in the box. We were
Okay.
dropping. So it was a 3-man rush, which
Point is, it's third down. Don't you want your best safeties in the back there?
Look, I'll just say this to begin with.
PJ's best in the nickel.
I'll just say this, dude. I hated you. I mean, you heard me. I hated the play call just across the board. 3-man rush, playing zone. A team that I don't know what our problem is right now in the secondary, but there has been some serious miscommunication so far
Yes.
this year. And in my opinion, we were getting good pressure on him when we were blitzing. He definitely burned us a few times blitzing him. But, I mean, come on, man. You got to just live by the sword and die by the sword right there. Just come after him on third down. Don't sit back and hope P.J. Williams and P-Rob make the right read together. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It frustrated me a lot that we just didn't man up on that down and, force him to make a throw.
How much do you put on the players and the coaching staff for all of this miscommunication?
Well, I mean,
In
honestly,
this particular situation?
I'm talking about in general. 'Cause
Okay,
this
in
is,
general.
This is
That's-
across
what's
the
so
board. This is
confusing
all
to me is
season.
like, okay, so I think Underhill wrote an article leading up to this week where Dennis Allen was talking about having to simplify his scheme,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they
So-
did it last week. They
Right.
said
So, like,
that.
what does that mean? First of all, like, I know it's like pretty vague. I had to simplify the scheme.
Also, why? These guys have been in this
Right.
system.
Yes.
Like, there's not new people back there.
No.
It's advancing from last year. Why would you need to simplify it unless you're overcomplicating something else?
Right.
So what the fuck is going on?
I mean-
that's why it makes me think it's the coaches.
right.
'Cause,
Well, I mean, the only new addition would be Malcolm Jenkins, but I don't know.
But
if
that's
he-
not
I don't know if
that's
he's
not
the
a guy.
problem.
He's not a rookie.
Right.
He's a guy who knows.
Right. I don't think he's the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's why I would think it's more of the coach. Because I mean, these guys have been there. It seems like they're overcomplicating something else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But my thing is, if we're talking about simplifying the scheme, why run that play right there? You know what I'm saying? Why not just man up? Why try to run a complex zone?
Honestly,
why drop 8 guys into a zone?
because it's probably to confuse a young quarterback. Probably something to throw at him rather than just straight up man to see maybe they can catch somebody twisting over
Yeah.
to undercut a route or something like
Maybe
that.
so, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It just seems like they're overcomplicating something, and maybe that's it. I mean, maybe honestly, maybe they're just thinking too fucking hard.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's just as simple as that. And especially to think like, oh, I'm going to make it complicated for this young quarterback because, he wasn't even supposed to be starting right now. It's supposed to be T-Mobile
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
this bullshit. They're changing the offense. I guess just trying to catch them slipping for something. That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
You hit on an important point that kind of answered, I think, the query you put forth about how, you say you want to simplify it. How could you not? Well, I think it's human nature sometimes when, you come into a system, right, to operate a system, right? So we're talking Dennis Allen as defensive coordinator. And as you're introducing your concepts and putting in your system, you're going to tend to keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
So that the players who are picking it up for the first time can execute right? That's why when you install things, you build.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think maybe where we've gotten, and something I'm sure they might talk about over the bye week, is that I think, kind of to your point and to your point, the fact that Dennis Allen is in year, 4 now? Is it year 3 or 4?
4?
Yeah,
Why-
I
we
think it's
should
4.
know this.
I think this is his 4th year or 5. Yeah.
Because remember, he was here with
Point is, he's been here
Rob Ryan.
several years,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I think you get more comfortable, especially with players that have been around a while, making the concepts more complex and
Right.
more complex and more complex.
Yeah.
And you get away with the things sometimes that made you successful in the first place,
Yeah.
which is letting your athletes just be themselves
Yeah.
and play football.
Well, I would say for sure it's a complex defense. We're multiple, right? So like we're not running just one type of defense. Every week it's game plan specific, right? But at some point you have to play to your players' strengths. And I mean, if they're confused out there, then just keep it simple, stupid, right? Isn't that the saying? Obviously Lattimore's been struggling in man coverage, so that might have something to do with it. I don't know. But we got to figure something out,
Well, we kind of got off on a tangent here, but certainly the theme that happened after this touchdown is we didn't blink.
Yes, indeed.
What happened next?
Because the Saints get the ball back and drive down the field and put Taysom Hill back in the game. Buddy scores.
I was screaming at the television. Why?
Me
Why?
and Steve,
then
I was watching at his house. We both jumped out of our seats and we're like, no!
Right. And then he scores, and you're like, yes!
That's exactly what happened. But yeah, I mean, he comes in, and actually, I think they had something come out last night. I think it was a design pass.
Yeah.
And
it
coming out, I think it was Kamara looks over at it and says, "Don't be afraid to run
Right.
it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he fucking did.
Well, we've
yeah.
talked about that in previous episodes from watching the film. So many times when he's dropped back to pass, and he either holds it too long because I think he just feels like he's supposed to pass. There is so much green.
No.
In which it's like,
Right.
I think we all love Taysom. Just get the ball in some green and go truck some people.
Dude, yeah, Taysom in space, I'll take that all day.
Yeah,
the
but-
power stuff, But if you can get him out of the pocket in space like that, not
Huge
too many guys
touchdown,
are going to step up to make that tackle, I promise you.
Yeah, but that was one he should have ran. It
Yeah.
opened up for him perfectly.
For sure.
So
People look like they did not want to try to tackle him. They were like,
it's fucking huge.
Right.
Tied it up, absolutely huge.
So
though.
tie it up with 52 seconds left. Then what we thought was the heartbreaker. Chargers get the ball back. Herbert throws a 50-50 ball to Lattimore and Williams. Williams comes down with it. 29 yards, sets up a 50-yard field goal attempt. Now, I mean, watching this field goal, I was fucking confused. Because it doinks, I thought it went in.
Dude, the
Then-
angle the TV was at, it looked
It
like
looked like
it
it
was
went-
flush down the middle.
And then all of a sudden, it just cuts to the right, doinks off the sidebar and then bottom bar. And when I thought it went in, and when I saw the refs walking out waving it incomplete, I was like, what?
Right.
What the fuck just happened? I know they had a bunch of betting videos that came out today.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought it went through too, and they're jumping up and down. And then they're like, no good. And they're like, what? And then lost a bunch of money.
The best part about that missed field goal, besides the fact that we didn't lose, besides the fact we didn't lose, was literally right before the play, right? The announcers are talking about how their field goal kicker,
nickname.
Michael Badgley, I think it is. He
Money
calls himself
Badge.
Money Badge, Money Badger.
Calls
The Money
himself
Badger.
Money Badger.
He's not the Honey Badger. He's
Right.
the Money Badger, and then doink,
Doinks it.
perfect.
What I thought was interesting too is we tried to freeze him, right? And then he decided to not take a hack at it, which is kind of odd. Most kickers,
Yeah,
give
like
it
a little
free.
warm-up shot.
Yeah, it's like a free kick, right? You might as well just see what you got on it. And he didn't, and then he goes up there and doinks it. So it's just like, well, he might have gotten that one out of his system if he had tried to kick it the first time, but I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Before we get to OT, I just want to make one point about this missed kick that I think a lot of people are making and that I've seen on Twitter and whatnot. I'm kind of, since I started doing this, we started doing this podcast, I've paid way too much attention to Twitter and realized how stupid people can be sometimes.
Yeah, I hear that.
Oh, yeah. But, they're making the point that, you can't give the Saints too much credit because, I mean, this guy missed an extra point and also missed the field goal. Well, that's part of the game.
Yeah, it's
like
execution.
we had 3 field goals we had to make.
100%.
Make the fucking kick.
Yeah, make the kick, dude.
I hate that what if game people like to play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what if we didn't run into the kicker?
100%.
What if Drew Brees didn't throw an interception?
Yeah,
Like, we could do this for every play throughout the game.
But no,
That
you're
was
right,
a 50-yard field
It's
goal. It wasn't like a 20-yard field
Right.
goal.
People try to act like the kicker isn't part of the team unless like he wins you the game. If he wins you the game, everyone's like, yeah, the kicker's awesome. But if he fucking misses it, he's like, he shouldn't even be out here anyway. Why do we even have kickers to begin with?
it
Like,
up to the kicker?
Right.
I don't know, because he's on the fucking team.
yeah, he's part of the team regardless.
Like your defense didn't blow a 20-3 lead, and your offense didn't do anything until the end of the fourth
Seriously, yeah, dude.
quarter.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they had plenty of time to put this game away if, So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they had a whole
It's-
second half.
Right.
Yeah.
No
So
question.
get off
Lord.
the Chargers nuts.
Yeah. So we go into OT, first overtime game of the year. We received the ball, take a big chunk out. I think we took almost half the time off the clock, close to 5 minutes.
I loved
we
it.
get another long Lutz field goal. It won me my fantasy game.
Big nuts. Let's go.
Go up 32-27, and then Lattimore totally redeems himself. Yeah,
Sort of, I mean.
yeah. Well, we get a stop. We get down to third, and Lattimore makes a huge tackle to pull Mike Williams back from. I mean, he could have probably extended to get it if he didn't yank him back the way that he did.
Well, also he did have a little help. Demario Davis came
Yeah,
over the top,
true.
kind of like
He did,
crunched
yeah.
Mike Williams down a little bit.
helped
but-
fold him up a
Yeah,
little
he
bit.
did. He crumpled him.
I didn't see it in slow motion. I was like, don't push him forward.
Right. Yeah.
But no, the strength right there, because Mike Williams ain't a small dude.
No, he's a big
know,
dude.
like-
6'4", 220.
He
Yeah.
wasn't yanking back like a 5'10", 170-pound receiver. Like,
No, that's a big dude.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
He took a good angle on it too. That's why I really like. Because I mean, it was a good play design. I don't know if you watched it again. They kind of cleared everyone out and then brought Mike Williams in behind him. So Marshawn had to like take an angle that was going to allow him to make that tackle. Short of the sticks. But good job by him. I don't know. The
Huge play. Huge
rest of the
play.
game was
huge
kind of weak,
win.
but that's why you keep playing, right? You keep playing.
That's right.
Shake it off. Just keep playing.
It ain't over till the overweight lady sings.
Right. Can we say that? Can we say that now?
That's why I
don't know.
said overweight.
Canceled.
But anyway, Saints take that win, take it to the house. Taking it to the house. Speaking of taking it to the house, if you need one or somewhere to rent, holla at my man Chris Smith, professional and truly dedicated service with real results. Please contact the top producing agent in New Orleans, Chris Smith of Gardner Realtors. His number is 504-231-2004. That number again, 504-231-2004. Saints win 20-27 going into the bye week. Huge momentum. Michael Thomas will be back. Let's talk about him real quick.
Okay.
Michael Thomas gets suspended for the Chargers game. If you've been living under a rock, is because he got a little knuck if you buck with Ceedy Deuce.
Yep.
Which doesn't surprise me at all. If
Not at
it's
all.
these two guys, two of the most competitive guys on the team, probably. Now, it came out a little later that he didn't actually get suspended for the fight itself. He got suspended for things that were said to the coaching staff and Sean Payton.
Yeah, disrespect.
Apparently disrespectful, crossed the line. Now, this can't be the first time that this has happened. I feel like this has happened before to them to make a statement as such, like, "Hey, you're not going to play in this football game,"
Right.
Because it's got to be huge. I mean, we've seen players do a lot worse,
Yeah.
and play in a game
For sure.
that week. But
Do you mean with CD Deuce, or do you mean with
with
just
the coaches,
coaching staff?
with the coaches.
Okay.
Well, no, because we know it happened with Ceedy Deuce. It happened last year. They
Right,
got into
exactly.
a fight too.
Right.
I mean, I
But-
disagree, but
Okay. Well,
yeah, I mean, look, the reason I disagree is, okay, look, has Mike Thomas gotten in a fight at practice before?
Yes.
Maybe, right?
That's a yes.
Has
Yeah,
he got
it's-
heated, emotional with coaches like during the heat of practice? Maybe. Those kind of things happen all the time, probably at practice.
Yeah.
And I think as a Saints fan, we should kind of relish in the fact that we have guys that, because I mean, you think, especially a guy like him who, is getting has a $100 million contract in the
Right.
bank,
Yeah.
it should be a good feeling that we have guys that bring it like that at practice. Now, the reason I disagree that this is, something
one-off?
that has been happening all the time.
Oh, I didn't say that. I said it's happened before. I
Yeah.
don't think this is an all-the-time thing. I think it
Okay.
just may have happened
All right.
before. Yeah.
But the reason I disagree is because I think this issue here was, I think it was a sum of the parts of the incident. Like, so maybe elements of what happened because of how, he's known for being intense in practice.
Yes.
Yes.
He's known for being that hyper-competitive Jordan type
Right.
at
right.
practice.
Well, cut you off here. I was going to say they showed something that Urban Meyer was saying the day that we drafted him on the draft coverage because he was helping out that day. Urban Meyer said, he's like, you're drafting an absolute competitor. He's in a fight at practice every week.
Yeah.
So, like, he's a competitive guy. None of that. Yeah.
I think what happened this time that's different from all the other times is that he kept going after it was meant to stop.
Yeah. You can't do that
That's fair.
to the coach
That's-
and the coaching
yeah, that's a
staff
good
or
point.
the
Yeah.
trainers or whoever is trying to break it up. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's different if it's between you and a player. That's going to happen. People are going to get heated. Like we were saying, like what you alluded to. Apparently, he used to abuse Eli Apple all the time when they
Yeah.
were in college. They say he might have even broke his spirit sometimes. Just.
That's
telling
your teammate, dog.
telling the DB coach they need to find somebody else to guard him and stuff, So I see how he can get under people's skin, but yeah, I think he must have taken it to a different level, and then I think it's probably a one-off. I don't think it really would happen again, But
Well, I hope it doesn't happen again.
right,
I speculate. I wrote a little piece on this for the Boot Crew website. I'm going to speculate that this had a lot to do with being frustrated, not playing the week before when he wanted to,
of course,
being held out,
yeah,
and probably being mad at the coaches for that because he's a competitor and he wants to play. And then also just pent up energy, wanting to get back on the field.
of course,
And I think it was just a combination of things. He snapped.
yeah. Or is it that he's not 100% yet? Right. I think the reason
That's-
why it started to begin with was because Ceedy Deuce was making plays on the ball, stopping him from making catches, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe that was pissing him off a little bit because he's not 100%. I don't know. Guess we'll find out soon.
Or he blew up and Sean Payton had just the juice he needed to keep him out that one more week. Let that ankle
Maybe.
let that ankle really heal up another
Maybe.
2 weeks.
A little
Look, I mean,
Not the first one.
I don't think they let us on. They really didn't go into details about how severe that ankle sprain was.
Yeah,
right.
usually
But
when
in
it's
general,
high ankle sprain's not good.
an ankle sprain, you need a month to rest.
Right.
So the more rest, the better. Considering the bye week was the following week.
Yeah, I turned my ankle crossing the street like 3 weeks ago. Still hurts.
Here he goes. Athlete.
If y'all didn't know this by now, Steve is an elite athlete.
Yes.
An elite athlete. Record world-setting times from the couch to the fridge and
Could have been an Arena League fullback, but that's another
That's
story
your
for
dream.
another day.
That's
That's
your
another story.
dream, pal.
Maybe a bye week story,
There's no story.
Yes,
You
there is. Well, there could have been, damn it.
There
But
could have been. All right, so yeah, I mean, it's I am. I mean, we talked about it last time about maybe even sitting him anyway.
yeah.
So fuck, I don't care. Especially now that we won.
Yeah, now that we won it, hindsight's 2020 now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, good job. But I can't lie. During the game,
Oh, yeah.
towards the end there, when I was like, we could really fucking use Mike Thomas right now, I was like, why, Sean? Why?
Well, speaking about the game, I think it's a great segue into kind of let's talk about Emmanuel Sanders and the night he had last
Oh
night.
man, what a night, huh?
Still showing up, baby. What do you have?
think he-
9 catches?
I think he said
I think it was 12.
12
Yeah, I
catches.
think he
Oh
said
yeah,
it-
it ended with he ended up with that many.
It's
Yeah.
a career high for him.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And I think
But that
that
also takes into account that Breeze had to throw the ball 44 times.
Right, but considering a career high for a guy that's been in the league for what I think this is his 11th season or something like that, whatever it is.
That is true because he was. I mean, he was he ever really like the guy? Like when he was in Denver, he was still kind of the number
guess
because he had
maybe
DeMar-
not.
he had Demaryius Thomas.
Demaryius Thomas and all them there.
Who was that tight end?
But look,
Yeah.
he's been on record. Sanders has talked about been on record about the process of getting into rhythm with Drew Brees and understanding
Oh, yeah.
the offense and
Right.
where he needs to be. And he even said in an interview, in week 1 there were so many plays where he was just in the wrong spot.
Right.
So the fact that you go back to last week, 8 catches, this week 12 catches, I don't know on how many targets. That just speaks to, and Michael Thomas being out probably sped up
Sure.
that
Oh,
chemistry
yeah.
being
No
developed.
question. Yeah, you had to hurry up and
You
get
fucking
on it.
had to.
Right.
Yeah.
You got
So-
to there.
But man,
I mean, look, it's a positive thing when you think about a healthy healthy Michael Thomas coming back, paired with the relationship that Breeze and Sanders are developing.
dangerous, dude. Dangerous.
I mean, it has to make you a little excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, man. I mean, this is what we all expected, I think, when we signed Emmanuel Sanders, that he was going to be that, number 2 receiver to open things up. Obviously, he had to step up into a number 1 role recently, but, I mean, the fact that he stepped up to the plate and showed he can do it, I mean, I think all signs are good, man. Once Mike Thomas comes back, we should be rolling on offense, hopefully.
That catch on the sideline he had, like when he just pretty much came to a full stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Just literally stopped his feet right there and
Right.
just kind of fell out of bounds after. I think it was on third down, too.
Yeah. He's got a good feel for the game, it seems like, man. I really like him.
Been playing that long, you better.
The routes are just so crisp.
Yeah,
There
I
was
know,
a couple
man.
they showed on replay. Guys just turned around.
Right, but it's like you could tell at some point he was just like feeling it, dude. He just like, he was bringing the energy. I don't know if y'all saw him when he was getting up after making some of those catches. He's, talking shit, first down, that sort of stuff. And man, I feel like we really needed that on offense because, we were kind of struggling there.
Yeah, but man, Will Lutz, awesome game. I mean, what was he, like 4 for 4? I think it was 3 for 3, 4 for 4,
4 for
4 for 4.
I think he was 3 for 3 on field goals.
There it is.
I think.
Yeah,
I guess
3
I
for
should've
3.
read
Yeah, it's
that
3
one.
for 3. It is. It's 3 for 3.
And look, he's 9 for 9 in the season, and I mean, look, I'm knock on wood, right? But I mean, I think every single one has just literally been drilled right down the middle
Everyone's been pretty.
with
no
plenty
doubt.
of leg left.
He's got a leg.
Yeah, but
It's all because you played golf with him, Pat.
that's it.
I still believe this to this day. Will, and anytime you want to play again, dude, just hit me up. Well, I follow you on Instagram. You don't follow me, but
Not yet.
yeah, not yet.
One day.
Not yet.
One day.
Holding out hope.
But yeah, touch on the defense a little bit. I mean, the defensive line absolutely shows up. I mean,
Absolutely.
Davenport finally plays. We touched on that a little bit. Like you said, Pat said 21 snaps, 14 pass plays, and what you would consider 5 pressures.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly,
don't
how
know
they calculate the
Right.
stat,
Right.
but
He had 2 huge ones.
For sure.
Two huge ones,
where he
undeniable.
hit
and then
Herbert's
there was
arm.
There was
Yes.
the other one where he literally pushed the right tackle
Bulldozed
back
and
into,
tripped him.
and
so he couldn't step up.
Herbert tripped
Yeah,
over.
tripped
Right,
over
right.
the tackle.
The tackle.
Yeah.
But I think just to note on those 14 plays that I counted,
Yes.
5 of those were passes that Herbert held for like less than a second, like a little swing pass.
Oh, yeah, so that's not
or
even there's no
something
shot.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like no one's getting there.
Right.
So out of what 11 plays, he got pressure 5 times on stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I mean, honestly, like outside of that, first couple drives in the first half, and then obviously that last drive there in the second half, I guess in the fourth quarter, defense played pretty well.
I thought they played outstanding.
They
Yeah,
played phenomenal.
I mean,
would you
Sheldon Rankins was flashing a couple
Sheldon
times.
got a sack.
Yeah, he got a sack. Then there were a couple times that he was just so close to making a play, but he's just disruptive. So that's a big thing. It's all
We
about
talk about
disruption.
that every week.
Right.
Disrupt anything. It's
Exactly.
just as good sometimes.
Zach Bond got some action. I don't know if
Zach
you guys
Bond
saw
got
that playing.
some.
I did
playing
see
strong
53
side.
in there on a couple
Yeah.
of
Saw him
plays.
make a nice tackle on I think like a second down. They were trying to get wide on him, and he held the edge and made the tackle for like maybe a yard gain. Shy Tuttle played pretty well, I guess, for his first game of the season.
Yeah, he had a big play earlier. I remember
yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Right.
So I know we've talked about Lattimore. Can he guard anyone else other than Mike Evans? Do we know?
Seems
so-
not. Seems like no.
I think this is a good spot. Like, I'm gonna get into Lattimore in 5 seconds, right? But I think Lattimore is almost like it's almost kind of indicative of what we've been seeing with the rest of the defense. Like last night, the way the defense played was really almost overshadowed by a couple of coverage breakdowns.
Right. For sure.
Where guys were confused. Now, going to Lattimore, I mean, I haven't gone back and watched every individual play yet, which I plan on doing this week. But yeah, he is not, he is not the guy. I mean, this is a guy in a money year. He's playing to get, he's playing to get that big money that's out there that can be for a top cornerback.
Yeah.
And it's just not there this year. I mean, so far, I don't know if the stats are updated through last night, but he's, on targets his way, he's allowing 72% of those balls to be completed. I mean, you're talking about a guy his rookie year that allowed just a hair over 50%. Last year, 50%.
That ain't good.
It's not 2018 wasn't 50%, but it was a little above 60. So, I mean, it was still pretty
So
solid.
that's about average, though, right?
Yeah.
Like 60-ish. It's a good corner.
Yeah, but it's not
It's a
like
good corner.
$100 million cornerback,
Correct.
right?
Right. Yeah. It's not that top guy.
If we can get Lattimore to his full potential,
Yeah.
I mean, that is just going to just take this defense up another notch.
Yeah.
And look, to your point about, Dennis Allen and his play calls, we're not defensive coordinators, never have been, but you got to wonder how you have a guy like that, and maybe he's asking Lattimore to do too much with trying to play zone and then do this and pick up this guy instead of just saying, hey, you see that dude?
Guard him.
Cover him and
Right.
don't let him catch the ball.
Right.
Stick on him like white on rice, follow him everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stay in the defensive backfield. Does Malcolm Jenkins have cinder blocks for hands?
Wow.
No catching motherfucker.
For those who don't know, that was a Greg Williams quote
Yeah.
about Malcolm Jenkins when they were a tandem back in the day.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jesus, man.
Huge moment, too.
It was
Huge moment. That would have swung the momentum. And what's so crazy is, like, you put on, like, his tape when he's with Philly, he's, like, forcing fumbles, intercepting passes and shit. Like, what happens when he gets to the Saints uniform? Just can't fucking catch anymore?
It's like Patrick Robinson with Philly. He was like an all-pro.
Right.
That's why we brought him back.
Right. I mean, I would say P-Rob had a decent game this game, but,
He did have a good game. P.R.'s been playing.
He's been now that I
alright.
realized he wasn't the one that just stopped and let Mike Williams
Oh,
run
last
free.
night we were motherfucking.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I was, too, until I saw it. But, yeah.
I sent messages like, I knew I shouldn't have given him credit. Sorry, Patrick.
But, yeah.
Remember, all Patricks are great.
I mean, I don't know what else you got to do. You can't teach an old dog new tricks at this point, I guess.
Right.
Just put him in front of a jugs machine for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
He gets it. I think he knows how to tackle.
Yeah.
Well, debatable sometimes.
Sometimes.
But put him in front of a jugs machine for about 3 hours a day for the next 2 weeks and see
Right.
how it goes.
Right.
That's Dr. Steve's cure.
I got a better idea.
What?
How about we just go like straight Clifford Franklin and stick all the stick 'em on his hands?
Coach, you look like a jack off an elephant.
Clifford Franklin.
He put the cuff on his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So.
Clap. Ready, break. He sticks together.
All right, so let's get into a little bit of around the league here.
Let's do it.
So, big news of the weekend. The old turd birds go
Turd birds.
0-5, losing to the Panthers, and they start to absolutely clear house. Get rid of Dan Quinn. They get rid of the GM. They got rid of the special teams coach. I
Yep.
think they got rid of like 2 other coaches.
Yep.
They got rid of Arthur Blank's wife, if she's still alive, for shits and giggles. They traded away a vendor for somebody else. But yeah, so they look like they're about to start cleaning the house. I'm going to put y'all both on the spot here.
Okay.
Who's the first player to be traded from Atlanta?
Oh, shit. Well, that's a good question, actually.
It's coming.
So I heard.
Somebody's coming
I
to get
actually
picks.
heard something. I think it was this morning talking about. It was an interview that Arthur Blank had, right?
Yeah.
Because they were asking him about the future of the team, of course, right? And I think they brought up Matt Ryan and whether or not he believes Matt Ryan is still the guy.
People need quarterbacks all the
And
time.
honestly, it seemed like he was kind of iffy.
Really?
I mean, he was saying a lot of things like words like hopeful and he just was not.
For an old quarterback, that's not the words you
Exactly,
want to be
and so and he brought it up. He brought up the fact that he's an aging quarterback and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It just didn't seem like the vote of confidence that Matt Ryan might want right now.
I think that also has to do with, when you make the decision to clean house and you're going to bring in a brand new coach, and especially at the age Matt Ryan is, I mean,
100%.
You're going to want a new coach to start with.
Right.
His guy. Also,
and the
his
new
guy.
coach,
Start fresh.
the new coach is going to want his
Yeah.
guy, of
Yeah.
course. So that's kind of what it was being alluded to in this conversation.
And not that a new coach wouldn't want Matt Ryan, but, if I don't want to, you know what? I'm not going to say it. I don't want to give any advice that would help the Falcons. But
Fair enough.
They're listening.
let's just say the
They're
Saints.
listening, right?
Let's just say the Saints were in that situation.
Yeah.
I would, I'd when you clean house, clean house.
Yeah, you want your guys in there. That's how that works.
So Julio's getting a little older.
That's true.
And I think his price tag would be a hell of a lot higher than a 3rd or 4th round pick for Matt Ryan.
Easily you get a first-round pick with him.
Well, do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Easily.
I don't know.
Do you?
From a team that's competing for a Super Bowl this year, absolutely.
A first rounder.
I don't know, man.
But that's the thing. Like, think about it. What team would that be? Because
Right.
it ain't
The
us.
Falcons called and they said, we'll give you Julio Jones for a first-round pick. You wouldn't take
Let's
it?
just do a stat check on old Julio real quick
Well,
and see.
I would be reluctant because we love to just kind of, I mean, especially after 2 firsts, you know.
Ugh,
You know, I don't
2
know.
firsts.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The first round picks are a hot commodity. Julio Jones doesn't score touchdowns.
He does not.
It's not. That's nothing. I mean, that could also be the offense that they're in. Whatever.
If Bill Belichick gets Julio Jones for a 5th-round pick, I'm just going to
No,
burn
he would
everything
never-
down.
he
I'm
would
going to burn everything down.
Look, I'm not saying he's going to go for a 5th rounder. I'm just saying that I don't think it's going to be a first rounder.
Just saying if Bill Belichick does it.
So if you
The
guys
guy
had to
who
guess,
gets
though,
Pro Bowl players.
if you
for-
guys just had to guess
what? Guess what?
how many touchdowns Julio Jones has this season, how
Probably
many would you
not many.
say?
This season?
Yeah, if you hadn't looked at anything and you were just a guess.
0.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goose fucking egg.
I haven't heard. Yeah, I haven't heard his name
Yeah.
called at all for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Man,
if you would
that's
guess how
good.
many receptions he has this year, what would you
Ooh,
guess?
Okay, so he did sit out a game.
In 5 games. Okay, 4 games.
22.
No. 15
Damn.
receptions.
Good
On
Lord.
20 targets.
Man, I don't care what the stats say, dude. That dude is one of the best receivers in football.
He was.
I'm
Is. I'm not going to disagree that the production's not there.
I mean-
but I'm not gonna buy for 1 second that guy can't still play wide receiver in the NFL.
I'm not saying
Now,
he can't
hey.
play wide receiver in there. That's
Hey,
not where
does
I'm
he
going. But
need-
do you put him up in the same category as someone like Michael Thomas?
Yeah, I
They're
do.
in the same team because I don't like
Okay.
to do. I don't like to rank people in numbers.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
I like to do like tiers. You know,
Yeah.
so tiers. Okay,
yeah.
I don't know.
Probably just don't want to play for that shitty franchise.
So
That could be part of it. Honestly, that honestly could be
it.
part of it. Yeah,
that
you're
could
right.
be it.
He's
but
done.
so yeah. So anyway, Falcons look like they're going to go in a complete rebuild.
I love it.
See how that goes. The Panthers do win that game. They go to 3-2. Bears do beat the Bucks on Thursday night. Bucks move to 3-2. We all have the same record, but since we have the better division record, we are technically in first place. Suck it.
Yep.
All right. So we're in first place. Division's super tight. I'm going to be honest with you. It's other than the Bucks, I didn't. I mean, I could see the Panthers maybe having some success, but not this much this early. Just my opinion.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I thought because remember when we were at Kirk's for that or Denise's for that the first game,
Yeah.
we were watching the Panthers play and we're like, damn, looks like the same old Teddy just holding the ball, getting sacked, you know, just. But it seems like now he's slinging the ball all over the field. I mean, obviously, I think playing Atlanta will cure anybody's ills, you know, like.
Hey,
but
you also got to think they don't have their best player.
right,
Christian McCaffrey's not playing.
that's
right now.
true.
So that's a whole other dynamic to this offense that's going to
Though
come
Mike
back.
Davis has filled
Mike
in.
Davis has been balling.
Yes, he's filled in
been balling.
admirably.
Yeah.
Did I
So
say that word? Admirable.
admirable.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, sure. Close enough. Whatever. So where are we at? Broncos Pats games gets postponed until next Sunday. That's a whole cluster right there.
Shit's unreal.
Raiders beat the Chiefs 40-32. That was a hell of a game too, man. Las Vegas is serious.
Should have started Ruggs.
That third,
But-
that third year in Gruden's system seems to be the year that everybody
I know,
really
man.
fucking turns it on.
What's kind of sad about Ruggs being on that team is like they don't throw the ball down the field very much. I think they only
do
target
now.
him, they only target him like 3 times.
Yeah, but he catches.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like if he was on, just say if he was on the Chiefs, for example.
Oh god.
He just-
it
he would just
that
be
would
like-
be unfair.
right, it'd just be like-
Tyreek, Ruggs,
Right,
Hardman,
exactly.
Kelsey. Oh
exactly.
my god.
I know.
Not that we didn't play like complete, doo-doo in that week 2 game, but
You got to say something, right?
you gotta,
Yeah.
you
Raiders
gotta.
are serious.
It
Oh, yeah.
explains a lot of things. This Raiders team is a lot better than people thought.
Oh, yeah, they're for
I think
real,
we,
man.
I think we talked about it the week after, right? That
Look,
this wasn't the 2019 Raiders.
Not
like,
at
this
all,
is an
man.
improved team.
When they put it together, that's a scary team, no question.
Yeah, so getting to the unfortunate news, Dak breaks his ankle.
Man,
It's
Don't
you
watch
suck to
that?
see it. I saw it live.
was
Yeah,
so gross,
I
man.
saw it live, and it
So
just
gross.
sucks to see it. I know that we're not Cowboys fans, we're
No, I
not
hate the
Dak
Cowboys.
fans, and all that shit. But you never want to see that shit happen.
I mean, honestly,
man.
I wouldn't say I'm not a Dak fan. I'm just not a Cowboys fan.
That's true. I like Dak.
I think Dak is
Hot in Louisiana.
Also, like,
yeah, he's a good player. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole thing with his, the mental health thing that happened earlier this season. Where
fuck you, Skip Bayless.
Yeah, like fuck off, dude. Like the fact that he was willing to come out and admit that. I mean, yeah, he's a stand-up guy, so I don't have anything bad to say about him.
No, Dak's a good dude. I would take him. When Drew retires.
Oh my
Just
God,
saying.
yeah, that would be fucking awesome, honestly.
We can't afford a bag of fucking chips though.
Y'all know who I want.
Stafford.
Andy Dalton.
Oh God, the
Oh,
Red
God.
Rocket.
Andy Dalton,
Just 'cause
baby.
y'all
Come
look
on
similar.
down.
Well, look, he's got a chance here to earn himself some money if he plays well these
Yeah.
next.
So unfortunately
Number
for that,
eight, number 8 amongst active QBs and game-winning touchdown drives.
God, here we
Random
go.
stat.
Here we go.
number 8 with like a drastic dip
I
between
know.
like 6 and 7.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's true, but it seems like it should be. But yeah, so Dak breaks his ankle. That sucks. They said he's going to be out 4 to 6 months. Now, on the same day, oddly enough, Alex Smith back to playing football. He comes back after he had his gruesome leg injury like 2 years ago.
Man.
They said that they almost had to amputate his leg. They never thought he'd be playing football
almost
again.
died.
Right? Well, he almost died too.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he had those infections.
My mind was blown when you brought that up.
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah,
to
that
think
is
that.
wild,
Like,
yeah.
just those two guys, the same division. I know that doesn't really matter, but the same day, he comes back because of an injury, and then Dak goes down with an injury.
Like I almost think about like Alex Smith was like in a Game of Thrones scene in like the House of Faces and like took one and he had to replace a life with his life,
God.
like, and it's
Right.
Dak's ankle for his playing time, like
That's funny.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately, the football team does it again.
our second favorite team here just cannot get a W.
And Shawnee boy hit me with another one.
Well, Steven, crank up the emo music because I am a sad sack of shit after what I just witnessed. I'm just extremely disappointed from what I've seen so far. I wasn't expecting a winning team by any means, but at least hoping to be competitive and play like we are in the NFL. Our defense has been a huge letdown. We had more sacks in week 1 than in the last 4 games. Safeties are horrible. Looks like Landon Collins gets burnt on the field and his contract burns us off it. Now on to the offense. There is so much wrong with this fucking offense. The O-line is absolutely awful. Wide receivers and tight ends can't get open or create separation. The run game also blows. Then we have the never-ending QB carousel situation. I was scared for Alex Smith's life as if he was through into oncoming traffic this week. Looks like Kyle Allen might be the answer. How sad is that to say? And it looks like Dwayne might be gone. What a fucking waste. The selfie before the game was over should have told us everything we need to know. Good talk, Steven. Same time next week?
Well, he's still doing well. He's still doing really well. I hope better for him. I do. I hope he gets a win. I hope they get a win. here.
I've told him many times when, I was trying to convince him before he finally realized that Dwayne Haskins was just not the dude. I do see better days on the horizon for the Redskins. I do see better
Hope
days.
so.
It would help
with Kyle Allen.
It would help if a certain guy whose
Dan
name
Snyder.
starts with a D would sell the damn team. But
Yeah, well, that's never going to happen. So
Little man.
don't hold your breath.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up with the news breaking today that the Saints are exploring playing games at LSU.
Yep.
Because TD being a weenie and not letting fans back into the dome.
She's the worst, man.
Even though I know you said it earlier, what was it? Like they've reached out to them to try to meet with the science behind these well-ventilated arenas, but they don't even want to talk.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
As per Nick Underhill, he was told that the NFL and Dr. Sills have tried to meet with city officials and their medical experts to present data and evidence on the safety of properly ventilated domes, and TD will not take their call. So
Cool.
Look, I'm not, as I've always said, I'm not someone whose life is greatly affected by this, so I try not to make bold statements, right? But I mean, it was clear a while ago. if you took the bait, sorry, but she has no intention of letting fans in the dome this
No,
year. I mean, I don't care
not
what
at
she
all.
says.
You're right. You're right. This goes deeper than just
And look-
it's money. There's money involved. Yeah, it's complicated.
And
Yeah,
look,
I mean,
and
I
look,
don't think I don't think it's that fucking complicated. I
she
think
may
it's
be
money.
right. She
Yeah,
may
well,
be
yeah.
right. She may be wrong. But the point is that she's not going to let fans in the dome this year.
Yeah, I don't see it.
If she
happening
can
either.
control it, yeah, you're right. I would agree.
What if it like magically happens after the election? I'll be so fucking pissed.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, conspiracy. I love them. I love a good conspiracy.
I mean, I feel like that would ignite a firestorm. You know?
I mean, it's
I don't know,
just
it's the whole conspiracy theory around coronavirus.
I mean,
after
look,
the
it's
election.
just-
I
look,
mean, if you
what-
look at the bright side, we're what 2-3 weeks away from that. Like,
Yeah.
we're not far.
But what's
the
so
bright side?
What's frustrating about
Just
it?
saying, like, if,
What frustrates me about it is like we're all grown adults, right? Like people aren't that are going to these games are making this decision to go to the game, right? Like I don't know. She opened up, to go drinks again, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen Bourbon Street lately
It's
on a
been
Saturday night, like
packed.
slammed. So it's like I don't understand why that's allowed, but this isn't allowed. I mean,
because they get more revenue from the state tax sales.
Exactly, 100%. You know what it is? It's all about money.
I know.
It's just it sucks, man.
know.
It sucks because we have to suffer because of it. But what can you do?
More money, more problems.
Yep.
As my man Biggie used to say.
As he did.
And on that note, oh wait, JK, announcement coming next week. Podcast announcement next week on the
yeah.
bye-week episode.
Right.
It will be made.
Yeah.
So if you made it this far into this one,
Stay tuned.
you got a surprise, some bitch,
Yeah. Stay tuned.
coming your way
Big
next
news.
week.
Big news coming.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, boys. Big win, 3-2.
Let's go.
enjoy the week off, people. Who dat?
Week off, relax, put your feet up, watch some stress-free football.
Don't watch LSU because
Well, okay.
I thought Sean's message was talking about LSU for half the time.
All right. Seriously.
All right, boys, let's get out of here. I
right,
love
guys.
you all. Who dat?
Win's a win. Who dat?
You are listening to Pro Saints Talk, presented by Boot Crew Media. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Boot Crew Media. That is crew with a K.